Does it feel like spring where you are? Maybe it's time to spring clean your sweepstakes. My name's Carolyn. I'm known as the contest queen, and I've helped others win millions of dollars in cash and prizes. And I can teach you how to be a winner too. And this is my monthly sweepstakes Q&A. And every month I have a topic that we start from that I teach you about, and I answer questions as I go. So what do you want to know? What are your sweepstakes hurdles? Where are you having trouble? Where are you stuck? What is the word just popped out of my head? Where are you frustrated with your hobby? And that's what I'm here to help you with. So you too can be a winner. I just did the calculation. Somebody asked me this question on TikTok, and they said, well, what have you won lately? So I just did a quick add at my spreadsheet. It's been small prizes this year. I've only won 25, and it's only worth $350. Because if you recall the video I did on my spreadsheet, it's very important to track your wins, because one of the things you start to notice is patterns. What you're winning, where you're winning from. And something I noticed was that I wasn't winning any prizes with a direct notification from a sponsor. If I won instantly, I got the notification. If I won something on the radio and they sent me an email about collecting the prize, I got that email. But there was a couple that I had entered so many entries, especially from the pin code hunting, and I thought for sure I was winning. No emails. And the conclusion was I needed to start fresh, which is what we're talking about today. So I did a little spring cleaning 3 months early. I started fresh with a new email address. And funnily enough, I wasn't the only one. Tom Cavalli of I Win Contest also started with a fresh email address at the beginning of the year. He started January 1st. I waited until the second week because I wanted to see what notifications I was going to win. Oh, this is how you know you're a sweepstaker. I forgot to shut the sound on my phone off. But at 8 o'clock, there's a local radio contest that you text in to win. And sometimes I when I start these lives, because it's at 8, I do that one. See, that's how sweepers think, right? We don't panic when the phone goes off. We think, what did we win? What do I have to enter? Oh, that's so funny. Those are text ones I can do after the live, but there's one where you have to be the certain texter through, so you have to do it right away. And it's great having a community of sweepstakers because we help each other win. Oh, did I just get another notification? Let's see. What is it? Oh, no, she says we might have missed it. Because usually I'm the one at 8 o'clock listening live on my radio, because I have this great little portable radio. This is why being part of a sweepstakes community is fantastic, because during one of our club meetings, I have an old little radio that I won. It was one of my first sweepstakes prizes. And it was one of those combo pack, it was the CD, the tape, I know, right? Tape and radio. And it sits on my shelf on the other side of the screen. And it works great for all those radio contests. And but I wasn't at home and I couldn't listen. And she said her husband bought her this little radio for Valentine's Day. I'm like, that's fantastic. So during the meeting, I shared my screen. We went on Amazon. She pointed out which one I should order. And then I had it delivered. And this thing's fantastic. So I use this when I'm around and about. And I keep it over there. Oh, there's the text. Let's see if I can win this. Could you imagine? I might be late, though, because I'm yappering. And you have to be the certain texter. So we'll see. Can you imagine? That would be so fun if I qualified for this giveaway on the air. Anyway, so I started with a fresh email address, which is something you might need to do in your spring cleaning. Again, why tracking your sweepstakes is so important, because you can see patterns. You can see what's working, what's not working, because that's actually part of the spring cleaning. Is if you don't have a spreadsheet, you can also start to track how much are you entering every day? Where are you entering? And what has shown up? You can do it for like 30 days. You can keep like a little spreadsheet and just write down each day, what you're doing. And you can start to see patterns through that, right? Data is your friend. If you're spending a lot of times, I had a masterclass once and I taught this woman who was spending an entire evening, one night a week, just doing Instagram giveaways. And she did it for a whole year. And she said during this class, I have not won a single Instagram giveaway. I said, okay, so stop. She goes, but there's so many giveaways there. I go, yeah, but it's clearly not working for you. So take that precious sweepstakes time and spend it on what is working. Right? If you spend a whole year entering something that's not working, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Right? So that was a pattern. And I don't think she was wrong to try, because I think that was valuable, right? She did an experiment. Part of this hobby is you're supposed to have fun. I mean, Helene Hansel said it right in her title. It's the name it and claim it game. Now, she was talking specifically about manifesting, but her point was that it's all a game. You're supposed to play. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to try new things, different tactics, see what works, see what doesn't work. You're not always going to succeed. I don't win everything I enter, but I sure as heck have a lot of fun doing it. And then when the prizes do show up, I love it. Right? So that was a good experiment. She did it one night every week for a year. That wasn't working. Okay, so where is she better off spending her time? Right? Should she start seeking out more local giveaways? Should she start spending that time on creative contests? Tom Cavalli did a study of all the trip wins he had, and he discovered a third of them were creative contests. So he's not entering as many. Like when you spend your time doing a creation, right? Creating, that time, I don't know, like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depends on what you're making. Like if you're making a video, like he's done some video ones, right? That takes time. You have to come up with the concept. He loves his props. So you have to get all the props together. Then you have to organize it. Then you have to film it. Then you have to edit it. Then you have to submit it. So that takes time. However, that is worth the time. So again, look at what you're doing, what's working and what's not working. And that's what you're going to spring clean. And you're also going to look at, that's just what you're entering, right? That's frequency, right? What are you entering where? And the platform, right? She was spending all of her time on Instagram, wasn't working. Are you scattering it all about, right? You don't want to put you don't want to take your whole pack of seeds and put them in one hole, right? You want to put them all over the place. So you want to enter on, locals and do one-time onlys and dailies and weeklies and some statewide and some nationals and some social media. Like you want to spread that out and share it all about. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will answer them. Oh, someone's done quite well. My big prizes this year have been $500. Cash is king, as they say. An air fryer. Love the air fryer we won. Such a good prize. We use it all the time. Oh, Keurig Crema coffee machine. Nice for the morning. Congratulations. Yeah, those are great prizes. I love practical prizes. Who doesn't love a good practical prize? Something you're going to use all the time and something that you're going to enjoy. I mean, that's part of the hobby, right? And that brings me to a good point. That's another one of my spring cleaning tips. is enter for what you want to win. I know that sounds so obvious, right? Like what? But when I started, you got to remember, I started a long time ago. And a lot of sweepers do this when they first start. They just enter for everything. They're like, this is a fantastic hobby, and they enter for everything. And then a wing dingle shows up, and they're like, what the heck did I enter this for? They're like, what? And after the 50th t-shirt, you're like, I don't need another t-shirt. Mind you, sometimes those are the secondary prizes. You're entering for the trip and you win one of the secondary prize packs. That's okay. But you don't want to be making it the primary prize, right? And so you get pickier. And I find as I get older, I've gotten pickier. It just seems to be a natural selection of my time. So when oh my gosh, I love the movies. I think I inherited that trait from my grandmother. My grandmother used to be crazy for the movies. And she was always going to the theater. And then when she got older, it was always the movies on television. She would love the movies, had her VCR. I know, grandma, right? And loved her movies. And I loved the movies. I would always win movie passes all the time, going downtown, free premieres all the time. And as I got older and busier, and also traffic where I live has increased exponentially, might I add, I go, do I really want to drive all the way downtown to see a film? Maybe not. Unless it's something super special, I don't enter for those anymore. Like, for example, George is a huge Avatar fan. A few years ago when the other Avatar, now, strangely enough, I didn't see any contest for the recent one, but the one before that, the water one, we bought passes, and of course I won premiere passes, and they were fantastic because they were in the IMAX, and we got swag, and that was so exciting. And some of the stars were there, and that was fantastic. And we saw it the day before it even opened, right? So that was fantastic. So that, make a special trip for that. But otherwise, I just don't go. Yeah, like Tony says, I won 7 small prizes the first 6 weeks of the year, and since then, nothing. Ooh, I wonder what's happening. Yeah, again, that's why it's good to see. Now, do you think those were 6? So was that trickle? See, this is where my brain, my analytic marketer brain kind of goes. I go, okay, was that trickle left over from the December sweepstakes season? Because that's what happens. A lot of times you win prizes in the first chunk of the year as companies draw. And you think, well, Carolyn, it's 6 weeks after the new year started. Like, they wouldn't be drawing in February for December giveaways. Yeah, sometimes they could be, because depending on what the contests are, and depending on what agencies are running them, they're run by human beings that only have so many work hours in the day. They're going to be drawing the giveaways in order and doing the prize fulfillment and whatnot. And they're going to basically get to them as fast as they can while they're ramping up the new giveaways for the new year, right? It's like an overlap. So sometimes it could take 6-8 weeks before you're notified of something you entered in December, especially with the volume of promotions. So again, the agency now has that volume pushed on them into January. And again, they're human. They can only do so much work in a day, right? Just like you can only enter so many giveaways in a day. Let me see if there's any questions on Instagram. No. Yvonne says, I entered for a trip to Ireland, but won second prize of 2 bicycles. Yeah, I enter only for prizes I want and just not for anything. Oh, it's too bad. That Irish trip would have been nice. But hey, congratulations on the bicycles. And those are perfect for the spring. Actually, believe it or not, I don't own a bicycle. I'm not a bicycle person. I am a walker. I like to walk. Give me a good pair of running shoes. Oh, I was so happy that year that I won everybody in the family new running shoes. I still have mine because I haven't worn them out because I own so many pairs. I rotate them because it's not good to go walking every day in the same pair. And And we're getting weather that's up and down right now. So one day it's really nice and you can go for a walk, and another day, and pin code hunting season is coming. I'm already writing my newsletters, in advance because I'm getting busier, and I'm already writing one on pin code hunting season. I'm so excited because I'm thinking, okay, what do we got? Canada Dry is still back to its receipt-based giveaway. But Pepsi last year was codes, and so was a lot of the beer companies. So we'll have to just see when that starts and when I'm going to start getting up at an insane hour every morning to go out and beat the recycle trucks and take advantage of the good weather, because we love that fresh air and sunshine. Who doesn't? Okay, so what else we've got to do? So yeah, so that's interesting. So now I would take a look at back to Tony and his gap, right? It's so basically 6 weeks, we're 12 weeks in. So 6 weeks prizes, 6 weeks nothing. That's a pretty long dry spell. So take a look at what you're entering every day. Also, maybe you need to do what I had to do. Take a look at what email address you're using. Famously, AOL, Hotmail, and possibly even Yahoo, which is the one that I ran into trouble with, is blocking emails. So you might want to take a look at that and maybe change. I got a new Gmail account. Tom also had the same issue. He was Yahoo, changed. Now, I do know some sweepers that have Hotmail that win a tremendous amount of prizes. And then I think, if Hotmail sometimes is famous for blocking prizes, I wonder what they're not winning. So I don't know. Maybe they want to do an A/B experiment, right? That's what they do in marketing. You do A/B experimentation where you you do like an email blast to your mailing list. You put half of them with this headline and half of them with that headline and see which one gets more opens, that kind of thing. You'll see that on YouTube all the time. They'll do different thumbnails for the same video. They'll try one, see if it's pulling. If not, they'll swap it out. They'll try it again. They'll just keep, and then when it starts going, they know they got the right formula. So a lot of times they'll do maybe 5 thumbnails for the same video and see which one grabs everybody's attention. It's kind of crazy. So, but that's what marketers do, right? It's the famous A/B testing, as they call it. So we can take that, we can take a marketer's perspective and put it on our hobby. I think that's one of the reasons I'm able to see things from the vantage point that I do, because I enter with a marketer's perspective and I think of things from a marketer's perspective. So I tackle a problem with the other side of the table, like who's creating the giveaways, what problems are they coming up against, what do they want to accomplish, why are they running the giveaway, and that kind of thing. So you can try that. So what email address are you using? Where are you entering? How much time are you spending? I mean, I've had people say, well, I've entered 3 giveaways and I haven't won anything. And I'm thinking, okay, good start. Now, it has happened. I do know people that have won big prizes on the first sweepstakes they enter. It is completely possible. You can leave watching this live stream and turn around and go to a giveaway that has an instant win component and win right away, right now. It is completely possible to do that. Chances are it won't happen, but that's not the point. The point is it is entirely possible. But on average, back in the day when it was all mail-in, the adage was it would take 3 to 6 months before you'd start to see the prizes come in. Holy! But now with everything being digital, like I said, you could be watching me on your computer and you can pick up your phone and go enter a couple of giveaways with instant win components and boom, win like right now. And that is completely plausible, right? So we'll see what happens. And you never know, but it still takes time entering all the giveaways. Now, one of the things I suggest to beginners just to get comfortable, the other thing you can do is do what we call the one and dones. Go find the single entry sweepstakes so you get familiar with what rules look like, what entry forms look like, what kind of processes you're doing. If you have to have a UPC code, or you have to put an essay, or if you just have to, check a radio box that says I read the rules, that kind of stuff, just so you get comfortable. And those are wonderful because it's one-time entry sweepstakes. And once you do those, you get, and you have even odds with everybody else entering to win, which is nice. Right? So that's a good place to start, and also doesn't overwhelm you, because the dailies is where a lot of people get overwhelmed. When you've got, 50 giveaways that you're entering every day because they allow a daily entry. And sometimes the rules, the sweepstakes, the marketing companies don't put the correct text on the contest. So I'm entering a receipt-based one right now that you go to the entry form and it says 1 entry per person. And you go to the rules and it says 1 entry per person per day. Those 2 extra words make a big difference. But somebody forgot to put it on the form, which is why it's important to read the rules, because if you didn't and you just went by what was on the form, you'd enter once and I'd be entering every day. Now, why am I doing a purchase on that one? Because the purchase is actually cheaper than the stamp. For the no purchase entry option, for me to mail in an essay to get an entry, it's cheaper for me to go to Dollar Tree and buy a can of soda for $1 than it is for me to mail away for an entry. So you have to look at cost versus, the cost of the product for the no purchase entry versus your time and postage and whatnot. And I get the product. So I had a lot of people. Tim Hortons just finished up. They just did their roll up the rim. I've got my bag I got my rim rollers. I'm giving away 3. I changed them. I normally on these videos, I give away books. Hello, let's have a little more fun. I always give away books. Let's mix it up a little. I bought a bunch of these rim rollers. Everyone's wanting to know how to get them. If you watched any of my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok videos, you would have seen me using this rim roller during the Tim Hortons roll up the rim, or roll up to win, because that's what the digital component is, giveaway. Now, this used to be the exact width of the prize, because they used to use a code. So if you won something, you'd have a code, like a big prize, you'd have a code and you had to go online and enter it. And now what they do is it's actually wider. So on one video, I had to put this on 3 times to pull it up because I want a coffee. But it's still fun. And I love that it's patented. It's actually patented. I don't know. You can't really see it on camera. Oh, I can tilt it a little. You can see it says rim roller. It's got divots for your fingers. It's keychain, but I don't keep mine on my keychain because I used to have this on my keychain. And then somebody said to me, "Hey, where's your rim roller?" And it was gone. And I don't even know when it disappeared off my keychain. I never noticed. It was such a staple on my keychain. I didn't even notice when it was gone. That's terrible. And I never found it. But thankfully at that time, Staples was still selling them. They are only found at Lee Valley Tools now. So I went and I bought 30 of them to give away on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and probably at the sweepstakes convention. Like, I got a bunch because I thought if I'm making the drive, I'm just going to buy a whack of these. Right? So fun. So yeah, the guy, I was counting them off, and he was talking to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm counting. He goes, "You're emptying out the bin." I'm like, yeah, I'm taking them all. So they had a whole display case on the counter at the cash, and I just took like 3/4 of their stock. So this is a fun prize. I think it's so fun. Oh, Casey said, "Oh, I'm so excited. I recently won a book from you." Yes, you did, Casey. I'm getting them all together. I'm waiting for all the other winners because I was behind on my draws. March was this month has been crazy. So now I'm just catching up on all my draws and all my mail, because my preference is to go to the post office once. So I'll be packaging up. Oh, say that 3 times fast. Packaging up everything this week and sending it off, which is so fun. That's the one thing I do love about what I do, is not only do I like my hobby, let's face it, who doesn't like to enter and win, but I love giving stuff away. It is so fun to send people emails and say congratulations. And then I get, oh my gosh, emails back. It's so nice. Okay, we've got some Instagram comments here. Now, I can't pull them in on the screen, but I'll read them to you. Deb says, hey, it's going on 1 a.m. here. Is there a way to catch up later? Yes, all my videos are on demand. Isn't that exciting? You can go to YouTube. So she's watching on Instagram, so she'll have to go to my YouTube channel, is the best one for any on demand. And I have playlists. I have hundreds of videos. I have pages and pages of videos. So I try and do a short every day and on YouTube there. I mean, I post it on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, but if you go to YouTube, because their archive is the best and they divide it up the easiest. So you get your shorts and your live and the playlist. And YouTube allows me to divide up all the videos the best way possible. Also, they have started a new feature which posts a video twice, once vertically, once in landscape. So someone made a comment that, hey, all your videos are twice. So what I started doing is the ones that are vertical now have a little cell phone icon on them. So if you want to watch in landscape, just find the regular thumbnail. And if you want to watch vertically, look for the little cell phone icon. And that's going to help you distinguish which way is up. Loss says, biggest giveaway win so far. Ooh, 8 bags of pecans. That's worth a fortune right there. From Evie Snacks. 4 cases of Clean Cause Herbe Mate. Good for you. I'm not a fan, but I would definitely share that with friends. 5 boxes of Good Pop Popsicles. Yummy. 4 packs of pre-vegan protein shakes. Ooh, yeah, that I would totally try. How exciting. Oh, and also listening while making dinner. I started doing, so I ended up getting invited to do a YouTube course. How cool is that? And then I had an actual interview, like a meeting with YouTube to talk about my channel and how I could make it better and how I could reach more people and all that wonderful stuff. And she was amazed at my channel niche, because I guess she sees so many people doing gaming and cooking and doing certain things. But there's only 3 of us that I know of that do videos for competitions and contests. Basically, it's me and Diet Coke of Super Lucky and Tom Cavalli of I Win Contests. We're the only. Oh, now sometimes Sweepstakes Advantage does some. Oh, how could I forget Sweep Sheet? I don't know if she's doing similar though. So there's Christy from Sweep Sheet, Tom from I Win Contest, Di from Super Lucky, and me. So 4 people in the world that I know that do these types of videos. So we're really, really niche topic on YouTube. So you can go follow us all, because we all do different types of content. I've interviewed both Christy and Tom on my channel. I would like to interview Di. She's in the UK though, so I have to figure that one out. And one of my bucket list items is to go over there and hang out with her. There's a Compers event at the end of April, but unfortunately it's too soon. I won't be able to make that. Oh, Cindy says, love that eyeshadow. Yeah, I got it at Dollarama. I know how to find the name brand stuff. And it's actually supposed to be a full eyeshadow, but I just use it like eyeliner. Oh, Cindy says, we never have rimrolled events in Minnesota. Oh, that's no fun. You would probably still have like McDonald's. So basically what it is a seeded sweepstakes. They've seeded the big prizes throughout millions of cups. Same as McDonald's with the prize pieces. Same as any other giveaway that had that. There's been all types of them. They're fewer and far between. I've had people tell me back in the day, you used to have to collect the Pepsi caps with the letter, and if you spelt the word, you won that prize. Who remembers those ones? I think Coke did something similar. Any advice about what to do, but an Instagram influencer hasn't sent a prize? Ooh. It will be 3 months on the 9th. She hadn't responded to any more DMs. Oh, I'm so sorry, Susan. Okay, so here's the problem. If she was just giving away stuff on her own, like me, I'm giving away a rim roller. You win, I never send it out. Your only recourse is to bug me. But if I never send it out, there's nowhere to complain. There's no boss. There's no company. You're just SOL. They do it for clicks and, clicks and follows and stuff. If it was a sponsored giveaway, like if say, for example, this company, if RIMROLLER said to me, hey, we're going to sponsor you. We want you to give this away. I have to put paid promotion on my videos, mark that it's an ad, that kind of thing. Then you can approach the sponsor. You can go to the sponsor and say, hey, you hired this influencer to do this job. They're not doing it. And you would get your prize that way. So you're going to have to see what the giveaway was, what they were doing. And yeah, I'm really sorry that happened. That's one of the reasons I tend not to enter a lot of influencer giveaways. Unless I'm really confident with the influencer, because I know how difficult it is to run sweepstakes and how expensive it is to ship out prizes. And if they're sending boxes of things, I don't think they're counting on what the logistics are of this. Somebody said, are these videos in Spanish? You have to go to YouTube. I don't know how you're going to do this. I don't know if I can leave a comment. I think I can leave a comment. Let me try and do something. You have to go to YouTube for translations, but I don't know if I have to. I don't know if they're doing this automatically, like the auto translates, or I have to post the translation. That's something I'm working on, but I don't have the resources. I'm one person with a part-time assistant and a part-time webmaster who's also a graphic designer who does like all my book covers. That's what we're working on now, because I'm working on my next book. Yes, Law says, oh, I had that happen too. Never heard back from an influencer after I won a free year to access her videos on a workout app. I deleted the app after that and never set it up. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay, let's get back to YouTube. And oh yeah, I love Tom's videos with Roscoe. Yeah, Sweep Sheet is a lot on IG. Yeah, so Sweep Sheet you'll see on Instagram and TikTok. I love them on TikTok. It's the same video. Like they create one reel. All of us do this, right? You create one reel and then you post it here and here and here. And then sometimes you forget and get busy. So like I did a TikTok one and I meant to post it on Instagram and Facebook, but I can't, I ended up eating dinner and then I'm doing this. And then I'm like, oh, I better do that later. So sometimes they drag, or sometimes they're exclusive. Like right now I've got an exclusive one. I'm giving away RIMROLLERS on TikTok, and then I'm going to do one on Instagram, and then I'll do one on Facebook. Yes. Yvonne says, I won't enter contests for influencers involved. I've seen prizes going to other influencers. Yes, I did a blog on that. There was a deep dive by a YouTuber whose name escapes me at the moment. I did send her an email talking about it, see if she would talk to me, maybe even come on my YouTube show. No, I haven't heard from her, but at least I sent it off. And I did a blog about it from my perspective and embedded her video in it. And she does that big breakdown on that problem with those types of giveaways. And this is one thing that really kind of irks me, because there are billions of dollars spent by corporations on legitimate giveaways that we can win easily and get the prize, and it's legitimate and the whole thing. And then they come along and they do all these giveaways. So people who think, oh, I saw like Carolyn or Tom or Christy or Di, and I'm going to go win. And they enter these influencer ones and they feel so scammed. And they go, this is a scam. It's not legit. Nobody wins these things. And it's really disheartening because they could win if they were entering the right things. And so I don't enter those. I mean, I do enter the occasional one, like if I feel like they're being sponsored. Like I've done ads for giveaways when a company hires me. I haven't done that in a while because I'm so busy with Words for Winning and Contest Queen that my Idea Majesty crown, I say she's sleeping in the corner right now. She's taking a break and she's resting while the other two are busy. And eventually we'll wake her up, but I have some other projects. But yeah, if a company called me tomorrow, I'd be happy to promote their giveaway, but I haven't done it in a while because I've been focusing on them. Oh, good point. I never thought of that. This is, again, why the community's good. You could try reporting them as a scam to Instagram. I don't know how far that would get you, but it'd be worth trying. So let me just see if there's... Oh, yeah, back to the videos that YouTube is changing up. I really don't like getting notifications twice for the same video. Yeah, I can't help what YouTube's doing. And Facebook's not very video friendly anymore. Every time I do one of these, it knocks me out of Facebook. So I don't know what's happening with that. So pretty much everybody's here on YouTube and Instagram, which I do warn people about in my newsletter because of this exact problem. Oh, Michael wanted to know, how do you know a sweep is being run by an influencer? So you can kind of tell. Let me see if I can find an example on my phone to show you guys in real time. It's going to be easier than trying to screen share because it'll come faster. Because let's face it, Instagram, it really is a... and I'm going to go on my personal account because that's where I get most of my giveaways showing up in my feed because that's where I'm entering. Because the algorithm, here's another trick. Once the algorithm knows you like entering giveaways, guess what it starts showing you more of? So you can go through and you can kind of tell, like right away, that one says ad. Okay, this one's by a corporation. So they're doing a giveaway, but it's by a company. Right? So you can see what it is. And then it says ad. They're doing a lot of ads, but still another ad. Okay, so another company. I guess maybe I don't enter so many, another company. I don't enter in so many influencer ones that I don't see them. I see them more on TikTok. So let me put, yeah, these are all regular ones. Isn't that hilarious? I follow so many regular companies that they're all doing it. Yeah, I haven't seen a single influencer one yet. Okay. That's hilarious. See? That shows you that the algorithm is working. This is the key. So let me see if I can find an influencer one right here. Let me go to my personal account again and see if I can find an influencer. Oh, here's another trick for TikTok. I'll show you. So if you want giveaways on TikTok, you go to the search and you type in giveaway. Oh, come on. Can I have the keyboard, please? Giveaway. So you type in the word giveaway, right? So you put giveaway and you hit search. So then you're going to get all the top ones, but this could be from like last year. So you're going to hit the 3 dots in the corner and you're going to get the filter at the bottom and you're going to tap the filter and you're going to want stuff that's just been posted this week, the most recent ones. And then you're going to get, you see it changed right away. So then you can see like this is by a company, but this one is by a person and this one is by a person and that one's by a person and that, like these are all influencer giveaways. So if you start going, you can tell that that's a company. Influencer giveaway. That is a company. influencer giveaway, company. So you can tell by the name, right? Company, influencer giveaway, influencer giveaway. It becomes pretty apparent, right? And these people are supposedly giving away all that stuff. Now, that would be nightmarish to ship out. I can tell you right now. So she's probably, they're either breaking it down or giving it to somebody they know. So that's, you can just, you know, that's the thing. Once you do this hobby long enough, you start to kind of know. Like, I can just whiz past and go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. You might have to be like, oh, is that one I want to enter? And you watch the video for a second. No. And then you scroll to the next one. Like, it might take you a bit longer to make that decision. So that's where you'll eventually pick up speed. I tell people when they start entering sweepstakes, remember, it's like learning to ride a bike, right? You're going to go slower and you're going to build up your speed as you go along. Oh, it was Hannah. Thank you. That was her name. It had popped out of my head. I did a whole blog on it. If you go to contestqueen.com and go to my blogs, you can read the whole story. Yeah, influencers typically on Instagram, Law says, influencers typically have a larger following or doing collabs with brands rather than brands and companies themselves. Yeah, it depends. I am very lucky when I'm searching for, especially I prefer them on Instagram. I personally find more influencer giveaways on TikTok than on Instagram. I find more companies on Instagram and I follow those companies. And so I see their giveaways and I enter their giveaways. And I tend to only enter Instagram giveaways hosted by companies. Right? Oh, it starts showing you more giveaways from other countries. Maybe on TikTok, but I find my Instagram feed is purely curated. Once in a while, I'll get a US one, and you can tell. Again, that's why you always read the rules. I go to the description. So, and then sometimes it depends. They might have, for example, let me see. So if I go here, so this one, this is a funny one. I would totally enter this just because it's a useless, hilarious prize. But it's the brand name in Canada. So I'm Canadian. But if it just said, see, that's an ad. Let me see if I can find one. So here's one. It's a giveaway. Let me see if I can find one that's I'm not sure. So this comes up. I know that brand, but is this open to Canadian or Americans? So then I look at the description, and usually down here it'll tell you, and then you know. But again, because I enter so many Canadian giveaways, the algorithm feeds me ones for where I am. And so I rarely get, like, I haven't found one that I'm not eligible for yet. Like all this, I still haven't found one I'm not eligible for. Oh, maybe this one. Nope. Yeah, so that's the thing. Once you get your algorithm to start feeding you promotions, I haven't seen a single one that I'm not eligible for. That's part of the key to curating your algorithm. So once you keep entering and entering and entering, it's going to feed you more of what you want to see. Use that to your advantage. It's also why I have different feeds. So I have my ones for work. So my Instagram one, Idea Majesty one, I follow businesses, I want to say influencers, but corporate influencers, like people that talk about different aspects of businesses, like marketing, advertising, promotions. They specialize in talking about those kind of business topics, or a coach it, like how to grow your business, how to master, social media to grow your business, those kinds of people. And then that's all I see on that feed. And my personal one, I'm entering giveaways. So then that's all I see there. Right? on my Words for Winning, I follow authors and publishers and other writers and things like that. And guess what I see a lot of? Books, like Book Talk and Bookstagram. So you can really curate your feed based on what you look at in what way. So it will work in your favor. And then if you start to get if you end up following too many companies, we just had that in our last Sweepstakes Sweepstakes club meeting. Someone was at their limit for following. And then they used to have an option where you could unfollow the least you've interacted with. They seem to have removed that on Instagram. So I just told her to go to the last, like the first accounts she followed. And unless they're people she knew or accounts she still wanted to keep, just start unfollowing them and just like you clean out your email, spring clean your email. You do somewhere between 5 and 20 a day, right? If you did 10 a day for a whole month, you'd unsubscribe from 300. That's how you could bring your email inbox way down. So when I was switching my emails, that's exactly what I did. So the one email, I kept my Yahoo because it still has all the subscriptions for my loyalty clubs and things like that. So I just kept it. No reason to start porting all those over unless they host giveaways. I've already done that for some of them. But for the ones that are just straight up, a newsletter that I like to get because I get my flyers and I get coupons and whatever, I want to make sure I keep that one. And so I kept them there and I got rid of everything else. And I did exactly that. Like every day I would unsubscribe from like 20 of them. And now the inbox is pretty clean. I don't get that much in there now. And it's all the new content stuff is going over to the new one. So you can do it. You can spring clean easy because I think the problem is like any spring cleaning job, people get overwhelmed. Say you wanted to spring clean my office, right? I've got books and papers and things. And what are you going to do? Oh my gosh, it's very overwhelming. No, start with one drawer, one corner. So same with email. You're not going to unsubscribe from 300. You go crazy. Just 10 a day takes a few minutes. It's not overwhelming. By the end of the month, you're like, holy cow, look how much I did. Same principle. So same with unfollowing on Instagram. Just pick a few, do 10 every day. And by the end of the month, maybe Instagram, because you want to enter more, you want to be a little more aggressive, maybe 20 or 30 a day. So it would be, if you did 30 a day, that would be 900 by the end of the month. That'd be almost 1,000. That'd be fantastic. So pick and choose what you want to delete. Oh, Yvonne says, I joined TikTok when I saw you on the air fryer, but I do finding giveaways that aren't influence-based is harder on than IG. Yes, 100%. I really only enter in TikTok giveaways two ways. One, if I have to create a video to submit, and that's how you're entering. I haven't seen any in a while to do that. And there were a couple that I found out about too late and I missed them because I was too busy writing books last year. So far, but then what I did was Christmas time when everybody was doing the IG giveaways, a lot of the companies were doing duplicate giveaways on TikTok. So they would give away like a prize pack on Instagram and the same prize pack on TikTok. And so if it was a brand I really liked, I'd be going and checking the TikTok. And I won one TikTok one and one Instagram one last year from doing all the December giveaways because I had a lot of sitting around time. I was in a lot of, if you're sitting waiting for something, best time. The other thing I like to do is if we're going somewhere, especially at Christmas time, when you're going this relative and that relative and this event and that event and shopping, and anytime I make George drive, and then I use that time to enter all the Instagram and TikTok giveaways. And it clearly paid off. So again, I won. Yeah. So last year was Benefit and Barbette. The year before was an air fryer from, it wasn't Ninja. Yeah, Instagram's so annoying for removing accounts. Yeah, I thought there was a way to remove oldest, but I went, and oldest, the last feature was, so you'd go to your page, right? And you'd click following, right? Okay, let it think. Okay, then it says sort by default, but then there used to be least interacted with, but now it's just default, followed latest, followed earliest. There used to be most interacted with and least interacted with there too, and both those are gone. So if you know where that went, please let me know, because I can't find it anymore. It doesn't give me that option. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy how these programs work. Okay, no more Instagram questions. Is there any questions left on TikTok? So it's a good time, or TikTok. I'm TikToked out. It's a good time to, check your emails, just like who said it earlier? Oh, I missed this comment. Seb says, I got $6,000 last year from playing games on free cash and doing sweepstakes. Yeah, doing sweepstakes, I won over $8,600 in prizes. So it's a great hobby. It's the best hobby. Oh, it was Tony. Yeah. So Tony, if you find yourself in a situation like Tony, there's lots of things you can look at. You can check your email. You can evaluate what you're entering. Where are you finding your sweepstakes? One of the keys is to enter more locally. So every week I have a list. Now it's going to change from place to place. And if you live near a major market, your odds are going to be better than if you live rurally. Okay. Make a list of all your local media. I have television, radio, businesses that are always giving away prizes in my area, and I follow those people, and I check once a week to see what they're giving away. And it's fantastic. You can just always go there and then enter for the week. And I win a lot more locals because, again, the entry pool is smaller, right? Locally, in my case, provincially or statewide, and then nationally. Well, your odds of winning locally are going to be higher, right? So you want to do something like that. And then also see if your newsletters have options for dividing up by state or province. More important, statewide, because there's more giveaways in the United States. So you're going to want to do something like, I think I Win Contest does it. I'm pretty sure Sweep Sheet does it. I know Sweepstakes Advantage does it. You can go through and search by what you're eligible for. And then it's going to bring up the ones that are just for you. You can also learn how to do Google searches for, use a clause in the rules, open to residents of, and then put in where you are. And that's going to help maybe find you some local giveaways. Oh, there's so many options. There's so many options. This hobby, there's a reason my book is over 200 pages long. This hobby is so nuanced. But that's what makes it fun, right? Because you're going to try different things. You're going to check out different newsletters and sweepstakes websites. Is your email working? Do you have special accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok just for entering those sweepstakes? Do you have, there's so many things that you can do. Some people, and it depends on your situation. Like one of the fellows that comes to our contest club, he is not a traveler. He will not enter any vacation sweepstakes. But so that's Daniel. Bill, on the other hand, loves to travel. He'll enter for all the travel giveaways. And so he wins trips. I think he's actually going to one this week. He won a big one. We're so excited for him. We're all cheering in the club. That's one of the other reasons, because you'll find that sometimes if you tell your regular, let's call them regular friends, the non-fun friends, what you're winning, they give you the stink eye. But when you tell other sweepers, you think, oh, they're going to be jealous I won a prize and they didn't. No, we all cheer for you because we know our turn's next. There's literally so many giveaways going on at any given time. It's impossible to enter them all. It is literally physically impossible to enter them all. Also, you might not be eligible for them all, and you're not going to win them all. But it's fun, and it also validates that, yes, people are winning, so you can win too. Right? Now, it depends also on where you live. I get some people from like Australia. I saw somebody in here saying they were watching from Australia because it's already tomorrow. They're my time traveling friends coming to us from the future. There's not as many giveaways there. So different countries have some here and there. Like if you go and watch some of Tom's videos, I've done this before. But he just recently went on a European cruise, and he was in, I don't know what country, and he found one in some convenience store, and it was on like some cookies or something, and it said Vinn, V-I-N-N, I think. I think it was Sweden. Right? And like that's the thing. Once you're a sweeper, you can spot the word win in any language at 100 paces. And so we did a little video, but that country is probably not going to have the volume of giveaways that other countries have. So I'd say have to say for giveaways. Now I've heard India is crazy for giveaways, but I know the US is huge. The UK probably gives them a good run for their money. Canada, I'd say, is probably third in the number of promotions, and Australia might be fourth. And then, every country, like there's going to be companies like it's a marketing tool. So every country is probably going to have some giveaway at some point, maybe on the radio, on the television, by a local business, but it's not going to be to the volume that it is now. And also, depending on that country's promotional rules, depends on how they're governed and how they're formatted and what you have to do to enter. So I was in Mexico last year, and I found one. Of course, I spotted one, and because I was traveling, I didn't have time to check. And Tom sent me the rules after I did the video. He found it and sent me the rules, and I had them translated. And you had to buy. It was a shoe store chain, and you had to buy a pair of shoes to be in to win. I think shoes for a year, and so 12 more pairs of shoes. But I don't know what Mexico's promotional laws are. You very well may have to make a purchase to enter. They might not have a no purchase entry option. I did not see one in the rules. It might not be a requirement in that country where it is in Canada and the US. The UK changed some rules a while ago, and I'm not 100%. Di, of course, is the queen over there, and she would know. But, since it started this year, a lot of contests that used to be North America are now US only. Very disappointing how many have gone that way. Yeah, it's all because it's you know what? It's just also shipping costs. I used to do my book giveaways worldwide, and the shipping cost has gotten so out of hand that I had a winner overseas, and it cost me $54 to mail the prize. And I went, okay, I can't afford to keep doing that. So yeah, so I just made it Canada and US, and even still, it still cost me, like I've got a lucky prize pack going out. The winner was in the US. It's probably going to cost me a good $25 to send that. So yeah. And so that's why, and then I'm also, I have to be very careful. I make sure I mark them as a gift. I'm very concerned that one day somebody's going to message me and say, hey, Customs and Duties pinged me on this prize. Like I can only fill out what I can fill out and just sent it. So yeah, I can understand why it's disappointing, but I can, that's why I had to stop opening them up worldwide, because I can't afford to keep shipping overseas when it's like $50 or $75 or whatever. Even 25 is making me go, it's pricey. Anyway, we'll wrap it up for spring cleaning and answering your sweepstakes questions. I'll just check to see if there's any last minute questions on Instagram. Law says I've been on a win kick this month from primarily Instagram, and my best friend asked, how do you win all of this poop? My hobby. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, that's when I actually started, when I was just when I got pregnant. I had all that downtime. I was unemployed and pregnant. And so, yeah, that's when I had a lot of time to figure this stuff out. And you can get a decent amount in. Yeah. Congratulations. Oh, and I used to love doing all the kids giveaways, like all the ones for kids prizes and stuff. My daughter doesn't know what it's like not to win stuff. It's like normal. I remember one time we had won passes to the Science Center, which doesn't exist anymore. And we had tickets to the big IMAX movie, and we took one of her friends from school. I think, was she in high school? Yeah, she was in high school. I think it was grade 9. And we were all sitting there watching the movie, or just before it started. And she said, Mom, when was the last time we paid for a movie? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even remember. It was so long ago. It was so funny. Anyway, make sure you enter for this. Do all the social media things like and follow and subscribe and, leave a comment and all those kind of things, because that helps me with my YouTube. And you can always watch on demand if you missed any of this. And my goal is to keep doing more videos, but I got really behind in March. So stay tuned, because I wrote 3 blogs for April today, and I've written 4 newsletters for April and May. So it's very productive. And now that I've gotten myself a bit ahead, I can get back to the books. So stay tuned. My goal is 12 books for the year. I'm a little bit behind because March slid me back, but I can publish 2 in 1 month. And so that's my goal. I've already done 2. So let's see if you just send me writing energy, I would appreciate it, because I'd like to finish Prizes Everywhere and have that out to you in 2026 on the 20th anniversary of You Can't Win If You Don't Enter. I know that was my first book, and that was my second book on sweepstakes. So we'll get that out there. And if you have any questions after this, because you know what's going to happen, you're going to click off the video, and then tomorrow you're going to have a question. Send it to questions@contestqueen.com. And then I can answer it. And I can even use it in a little short video too. And I also post Q&As in every issue of my newsletter. So be sure to scroll down past the article to the sweepstakes Q&A section. I only have 3 things in every newsletter this year: an article on a topic of winning, a sweepstakes Q&A, and then an exclusive subscriber giveaway. So you have to make sure you open that newsletter to enter to win. That's the only place the link is. If it ends up in spam or you throw it out without opening, you don't get a chance. I don't post that link anywhere else. It's only in the newsletter. So make sure, if you're subscribed to the Winning Edge, that you open those newsletters and enter those exclusive subscriber giveaways, because that's happening all this year, because it's the 20th anniversary of my newsletter, the 20th anniversary of my website, and the 20th anniversary of You Can't Win If You Don't Enter. And it's actually the 25th anniversary of my entering sweepstakes as a hobby. So that's why I'm holding those giveaways for people. So good luck. And let me know what you want to know about how you can be a big winner.